Hey guys, it's Pacifist here, hoping you have a good day. If not, I hope you have a better tomorrow. So week 3 is finally done. We're almost there. We've gone past halfway. So let's go over the week 3 prompts. So for day 15, we had Rival Schools. Rival Schools is a game I played as a kid. I didn't actually own the game on the PlayStation 1, but my cousin did. I remembered that we borrowed it off him. Me and my sibling would play most of the time. This character isn't actually my favourite character. Can't remember the names off the top of my head, but I do remember I used the baseball kid a lot and Roberto, the footballer, a lot as well. For day 15, we chose Tiffany Lords from Rival School. I think this art turned out okay, better than I expected. I did have some challenges drawing their hair, but I think overall by and large I believe it should be fine. I think I did okay. There was one glaring mistake that I did. Well, I think it's a mistake. I'm not too sure yet. It's the hair on the left over here. I'm not sure if I should have made it a bit more smoother or kept it jagged. Apart from that, I think overall it was okay. Maybe actually looking at it now, maybe this boot here could have been fixed slightly. It looks a bit off, but when I do finish her off and colour in, I guess I could adjust the boot slightly. It should be a bit more straighter. Not completely straight, but a bit more straighter. It's a bit slanted. But yeah, overall, by and large, I think it should be fine. I think I did okay. I guess we move on to the next day, which is day 16, I believe. Day 16 was Animaniacs. This one, I don't know what to think about this one. I felt like it was a bit too simple. Maybe because it's a cartoon and the design was simple. I believe in terms of how long it took me, I think I did it about roughly the 1 hour mark. There were some mistakes that I made on this one, so I wasn't too happy with it. Firstly, I think his leg here, his right leg, I think it's a bit too thin. I could have fixed it slightly. And also his arm feels a bit weird as well. Maybe I should have pushed it more in, push it upwards, right? Because something just fell off with his hand, his arm, sorry. And the plaster, I realized that I could just easily just move it to the right. I was a bit conscious of space, but yeah, I don't know. There's something off about the hat as well. Maybe I should have drawn a line here too. I don't know, there's something off about the hat. I don't know, this piece overall, I think thinking about it, I thought it was going to be easy, but maybe I got a bit too complacent. Yeah, there's just something a lot off about this piece. The hat over here, the hat over here, the leg, the arm. But everything else, I think I'm fine. The fact that I just did it roughly over an hour, maybe I rushed it. Maybe I could have spent more time working on this because I could easily had just under 2 hours to work on it. Maybe I could have done the fixes. But yeah, looking at it now, I can see some glaring mistakes. So if I was to finish this off, I think changes are to be made. But does it even look like an Animaniacs? Because my concern was the eyes, the big eyes and stuff like that. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's an Animaniacs. It looks more like I don't know. Obviously it's an animal, but I don't think from looking at this, you won't be able to tell it's an Animaniacs. Maybe if I color it in with the colors will give it away. I don't know. What did you guys think? I think this one didn't go as well as I would like, but you know, it is what it is. For day 17, it was Borderlands. I chose Mad Moxie, who's an NPC, I think. I don't think she's playable in the later games because I don't know. I just felt like I didn't want to look at the Borderlands 4 characters because I haven't played that game yet. Same technically for Borderlands 3. I am due to play Borderlands 3 soon, so I don't want to look at the characters too much. And I don't think there's spoilers in looking at the designs and looking at all the characters because when doing the research, I go to the wiki fan page and I'm worried that there might be some lore or information about them that's like in my face before I can click on the pictures. So to avoid spoilers, I tried to purposely avoid Borderlands 3 and 4 characters. So I'm left with Borderlands 1, 2 and the pre-sequel. I've drawn quite a lot of the characters already from 1 and 2, the playable characters that is. The pre-sequel, not so much. I didn't have that much fun playing the pre-sequel. It was alright, it was okay. I decided to draw a NPC instead. I looked at Marcus, Dr. Z, Mad Moxie, Scooter, Ellie. There's quite a few characters that I looked into. By and large, I think this was fine. I think we was pushed and pressed for time. I think we finished close to the 3 hour mark. I think it was definitely over 2.5 hours. This was pushing it. I think it went well. I was happy with this. It wasn't too tough per se, but it just took a lot more time. Actually, no, that's a lie. The reason why it took so long is because this hair here on the right side, it just did not feel right. Initially, I think I drew it too short and then I did it again and it just felt a bit off and weird. Looking at it now, I think proportion wise is fine. I just noticed that the character, had she not had a hat on, I think it would have been around here, right? This would have been a line where her hair would have ended, and then I guess in terms of the positioning of the art itself, it would have been fine. But because she's wearing a top hat, it pushed it all the way up, which meant that when I did the BokuMARCho shorts videos, I had to push it all the way down. By and large, I was okay with this. Hair was a bit tricky, and maybe the megaphone hand part, we spent a bit longer than I would have liked, but yeah, by and large, it was okay. I'm happy with this. Day 18 was Golden Kamui Saishushu, and we drew Saichi Sugimoto. With him, he was fine, quite straightforward if I say so myself. I'm happy with this. With the scars on his face, I decided to choose a different color just to enhance it a bit more, to make it pop out a bit more. Same thing with the scarf as well. I could have easily drew the patterns with a black line and color it in with that particular color choice, but I decided to just make it that color only. So when looking at the line art, especially when it comes to the breakdowns of each things, the sketch, the line art, you know, the construction lines, etc., it will pop out a bit more because it will stand out. I'm happy with this. Day 19, we live streamed this over on twitch.tv/twitch_Bokumaro. Happy to have you guys there if you want to watch this live. This took quite long as well. This was, again, post 2.5 hours. I was concerned that this was going to take close, if not past the 3-hour mark, because I decided to be a bit more adventurous with the pose. Just like with some of the others. The others, like, they generally just not stand straight / have their legs a bit apart. Decided to do a slightly different pose, you know, let her cross her legs. Crossing legs isn't something that I normally do. I do them from time to time, but it's not something that I would say is in my comfort zone. You know how I said I want to do more challenges like drawing glasses? I want to do different poses as well now. So I decided to do that and have her crossing her legs while standing and have one hand on her hip while she's holding her polearm weapon. But overall, I think it was okay. We did come across a lot of struggles, mainly the boot. I think I spent a lot of time on the boot. It's a good thing I muted my mic when I streamed, because I actually was able to use the mic that day, but I decided not to, just so I could lock in again as well, because there was limited interactions, but I did interact with you guys, albeit a bit delayed. I was molding and shouting and cursing with the boots, especially her right boot here, this boot here, the right boot. It was just, this boot here, it was just, I don't know, I just had a torrid time. I just couldn't get these things on top. I don't know what you want to call it, not buckle. It just didn't look right. The perspective, everything just looks wrong. I was cursing, molding, and yeah, I was worried that I ran over the 3 hour and had to stop midway, and I had to stop the drawing. But overall, it was okay. We saw some glaring mistakes when we was flipping the canvas horizontally. I noticed that her left arm was a bit weird. Her left hand was so small, so we had to enlarge that. Yeah, I think overall it went okay after doing all of those glaring mistakes. But yeah, I have to say flipping the canvas does help a lot when those quick glances to see if something feels off and stuff like that. That really did help. Okay, so for day 20 is Arknight Enfields. This is a game that I'm currently playing. I've only got the characters that we were given from the beginning and the characters that were given for free through events or through the mail. When it came to the characters, I wasn't too sure who to draw. I have a soft spot for NPCs, and this character also is an NPC. NPCs that have a good design, if I can, I would like to show more love to the NPCs and more exposure. She goes by the name of Director Chin. I think her full name is Chin Jiang Chi, but people heard Director Chin in the game. This was quite detailed. I think, again, just like the previous day, we were pressed for time and we had to rush towards the end. I admit I did something shameful. I actually did copy and paste her boot because I was scared I was going to run out of time. I think in hindsight, maybe I would have finished in time, because I think we had around 10 to 15 minutes to spare. So I probably could have drawn the boot in 10 to 15 minutes, but I was worried and concerned. I really liked this piece. I thought this was fun. I enjoyed drawing the hair. The goggles was fun. I admit that the goggles aren't particularly round or circular, but you know, it is what it is. Could have been more round, but I'm okay. Shows you that I'm not perfect. I'm human. I have flaws. Overall, I had fun with this piece. I think in terms of issues, the only glaring issues I have with this is maybe the gloves in her pocket. I'm not sure if that looks perfect or not, but something feels slightly off and I need to think about it. There's something just off about that glove. But apart from that, by and large, I'm okay with that. I'm extremely happy with that. Move on to the final day, which is Samurai Sogen, which is day 21. I love this piece. This piece, I don't know how long it took. I would imagine it took over 2 hours. I think it took over 2 hours. I really like this piece. This piece was really fun to draw. Really good anime. There is a film. I think it was in black and white. I might be wrong. It's a really old film. It was called Seven Samurai. But I believe the premise of the movie and the anime are very, very similar, if I'm not mistaken. I think looking at it now, I think the cross on his chest is a bit off. But apart from that, I'm really happy with how this turned out. We did take quite a long time to draw his left arm and the, what do you want to call this, shoulder guard or whatever. Apart from that, I'm extremely happy. That did take quite a while, but it did turn out okay. I think we changed the width of the pants later on. I felt that the pants were a bit too thin, a bit too skinny, so we had to widen it slightly. But overall, I think we may have found our winner already for the week. Nothing else to say, really. So with that, guys, that's the 7 days for week 3, day 15 to day 21. Which one were your favorites? I'm going to go through and talk to you guys what I think will make the top 3 the ranking again, as always. Firstly, straight off the bat, I'm sorry, Wacko, I think it was name was Wacko Warner. Ain't gonna happen. I don't think Toa gonna make it as well. Same thing with Mad Moxie. I don't think she makes the top 3. It's tough. It's either Tiffany, Saichi, Director Chin, or Kiku Chiyo. It's really tough. It's really tough. I really like Tiffany as well, how I did Tiffany. But I really like Saichi, and I really like Director Chin. Oh, this is hard to pick. Right, guys, so here's the top 3 ranking, first to third. Left to right. So first, my favorite out of the 7 days is day 21, where we drew Samurai 7. Second place will be Golden Kamui, and then third place will be day 20, Arc Knight's Enfield. Second and third was quite tough to pick because I think in terms of quality and stuff like that, I think they're very, very close. I will give the slight edge to Golden Kamui. However, I do have to acknowledge that the Enfield has way more details on it. But in terms of the quality, rather than the amount of details and stuff I had to draw, I'll give Golden Kamui the slight edge. So yeah, because of that, this is the final ranking. What do you guys think? What's your favorite 7 if you have to rank them? Who would be in your top 3 or your top 1? Do you agree with my ranking? That's it, guys. So I guess I need to just rest up and wait for tomorrow to work on day 22, which is something I don't even know. It might be a goofy movie. I'm not sure. Okay, so if you watched up to here, thank you so much for the constant love and support. And today's question or special word is, how many times did I say the word by and large? Put your answer in the comments down below, and if you're correct, the first person who answers it correctly will get a special prize later on. On that note, as always, wherever you guys are, take care, be well, and be safe. Bye. Wait, is that how you spell samurai? I can't remember. Something looks off. For day... Shit, I forgot to put the day on this. But this is day 17. Wait, 15, 16, 17. I just realised I didn't put a day here.